everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another video. Today we are watching Demon Slayer episode 5. Yes, I know for a fact it'll be just one episode today because I am actually recording with limited time, but I have plenty of time to still yap, so don't worry. If this is your first time with the channel, hello, welcome. This is not my first time watching. This is just an opportunity to yap about Demon Slayer, so a couple things that you're not gonna get is a reaction, except for occasional crying, laughing, that kind of thing. And you're also gonna get a lot of pausing and a lot of yapping about it. I make these videos with the expectation that everyone who is watching this has watched all the way through the most recent Infinity Castle movie. But this is super fun for me to just get an opportunity to talk about things as they pop into my head, so that I'm not like sitting around trying to come up with ideas. I'm just watching it and talking about it as we do so. So we're gonna dive right in, but before we do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts. Also, if you are interested in seeing these watch parties as well as my medalist reactions uncut and early, head on over to my Patreon, which is linked in the description. For just $3 a month, you get access to all of those videos early and uncut, and I plan to start having a few more perks over there. It is a super helpful way to support my channel, and you get those perks in rewards. But I'm gonna yap a lot in this video as per usual, so I'm gonna stop yapping now. Let's get into it. Okay, I obviously remember what happens in this episode. You probably are gonna see tears today, just forewarning. Good ol' recap. As much as it pains me to do this, we're skipping the intro. I don't have time today. My own steel. I love how whenever there's like a flashback for a demon, it's like in black and white for the most part. Like there's a lot of times where there's a few demon backstories that are like obviously in color, but a lot of times when we're just getting like short snippets, we get it in black and white. And I like how they do it with this one because we know it's been 47 years, so it feels like we're watching like an old film almost. I think that's like a really cool choice. In other backstories, they'll make the blood be red and that's it. And I really like that style too. I just think it's so cool. He's not important enough, I guess. It's so cool to see Urokodaki in action like that. I wish we got to see more of him. Got him. And this is our first introduction to a common theme in Demon Slayer. They were humans who made the wrong choice. Or were manipulated. Kind of crazy how different he looked just from eating humans. He just grew arms. I wonder, because this is all we get of him, I do wonder how he ended up becoming a demon. Like, it's a very short snippet, but we get this idea. And this is such a great introduction to the way Tanjiro handles these situations because, and so many people talk about how he is too kind and hesitates, blah, blah, blah. They want Tanjiro to be edgier and that sort of thing. It's like, okay, then go watch an edgier show. Like, Demon Slayer doesn't try to be edgy. It's Demon Slayer. It's its own thing. Tanjiro has just gone from being so angry that his eyes turned red, like not just his regular red part of his eyes, but his pupils were red. And I think that was an art style where they chose to visually show us that he was seeing red. You know the term, like, I was so angry, I was seeing red? With, like, usually people say that when they make bad choices when they're angry, right? But Tanjiro was making a bad choice in that moment, and then he had to kind of calm down, very narrowly escaping death. But he didn't let that anger completely go when he took down this demon. He just chose to control it. And now here, now that he's defeated the demon, he not only picks up on the sad scent and wishes him well, like into the afterlife, but he also is hoping for these demons to atone for their sins in hell and then eventually be reborn as humans and as good people. Because the way that the like kind of religion in this show works, from what I've picked up on, is essentially, you know, good deeds get you to heaven, bad deeds will get you to hell. So if you're like killing people, then you go to hell. But you can atone for those sins in hell because you are receiving punishment for it, and then eventually you will be reborn. So he's hoping for them to atone for those sins in hell and then eventually be reborn. And I think that's because Tanjiro at this point in the story, and really throughout the entire thing, is the only one privy to the idea that he knew someone who is now currently a demon, but knew them when they were human. And also that demon is choosing to control herself. So he has that side of empathy that none of the other characters have because they don't have that knowledge that he does. And we're going to see that come up throughout the story a lot. And I think that's really interesting. I think this establishes his character very well as someone who can get angry and like literally instill fear in the demons that he faces later on. But he will still choose to send them off into the afterlife and hope for them to be reborn, because he can tell when that demon is someone who had that horrible life, probably got turned into a demon against their will. That doesn't forgive them for what they did. They still must atone for what they did, but eventually someday they get the opportunity to live as a human again. And I think that's really beautiful. It's one of my favorite things about the story, and they do such a good job at explaining that. Oh, I forgot about this part. This makes me tear up. Sometimes I wonder, I mean, it's not hard to imagine what Urokodaki is feeling while Tanjiro is gone. That's a long time to wait to find out what happens. Not only is final selection 7 days, but it also takes however much time for him to get there and come back. It could have been a couple of weeks that he just has to sit around and wait, see if he comes back. And so many of those children haven't come back. But I do wonder if he sensed something in like his soul when the hand demon was defeated. I get the idea that he kind of probably knew that it was like a particular demon that was targeting them, maybe. That scene is just so beautiful. Like these kids were finally able to rest in peace. They've been like stuck in this limbo, helping each other because they all were killed by the same demon. I think people tend to use these scenes as an excuse to say, like, he tries to talk to them, but in reality, like, he doesn't hesitate. He just wants to know if someone will tell him. Like, yeah, it's a bit of an immature way of thinking at this point in time, because they're not going to answer, but he's also not hesitating. It's not like he's like, wait, let's talk this out, like people try and make it out to be. Every time. So beautiful. This shot right here, I don't know how many of you have ever worked on Zoom, but Zoom is, you know, like a virtual meeting platform. At my old job, I had this very shot as my background on Zoom for a year or so. It was a great conversation starter because some people knew immediately what it's from. Some people were just like, oh, that's pretty. You could tell the weebs from the non-weebs immediately. Only the colorful people made it. Don't feel bad for that dude. He literally left you as bait. Like, oh, I'd be like, served him right. He didn't know that he did that though. He was unconscious, so. Oh, Genya. He's so small. Yeah. I would 100% react like Zenitsu did. What do you mean these crows are just flying towards me and no one told me? Kanao looks like she was walking in the park the entire time. Everyone else is dirty and like kind of beat up and she's just like, hey. She's so cool. Genya. Stop trying to be your brother. Just chill out. Okay. I love Tanjiro. He's like, bet. See, he's even sassy. He's like, okay, I'll do it. He stands on business, man. You finished chatting. Oh, Kiria, you're so funny. For the record, what I was trying to say in the last episode is I know that Aoyuki voices Kiria in the movie. This is not Aoyuki. So what I was trying to say is I was wondering if they knew when they were producing this part of the anime that Kiria was actually a boy. Because I wonder if they knew when they were doing this part of the production that they would have already casted the person they wanted to have voice him when he became a boy, because Aoyuki is still a woman, and I've heard her talk normally. It's interesting, she plays Kiria and Mao Mao, but when you hear her talk normally, she has a very like high-pitched voice, so it's like, how? Like, she's very talented. So I wonder, like, they must just not have known, or they just decided to keep it consistent, and Kiria just was really good at making his voice sound like a girl, I guess. They were disguising him, so for all we know, they might have had him, like, take some kind of medicine. Don't worry, Zenitsu. How do you choose something like that? Like, is there a right or wrong answer in this? I mean, they're just lumps of... Like, I don't know how you would decide. But one smells better than the rest, I guess. I wonder what the smell is that makes him decide which one. Like, what determines it's better. Kagaya. Oh, I forgot that he was this early on in the show. Just a side note. Now that I've been watching Naruto, that's Minato, the voice. Yeah. Everyone starts to get a little muddled. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. I'm gonna cry again. No. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. That was the word I was looking for, naive. Did they just send them away without even, like, telling them to sleep a little bit? Like, here. I mean, like, I'm sure he got some rest during final selection during the day, but probably not the best. It would have been kind of funny if he was just, like, still walking there. Oh boy, okay. Nizuko, why are you like this? She's just like kicking doors down for no reason. He hasn't, like, seen her for 2 years. Like, she's just been sleeping. Oh. He came back. Okay. Alright, cool. It's Demon Slayer. It's not like I haven't seen this 20 times and it still gets me choked up. And this is just the beginning. Okay, so first, I love the way when he starts running to her and she starts running to him, like he collapses, but she keeps going and just like leans down and like meets him down there. I don't know, like there's just something that's such a like powerful bond between the two of them that she doesn't wait for him to stand up. She knows who he is and it's very like special. And then Urokodaki, like the way he just drops the wood and then you see the tears coming out of his mask and him hugging both of them like they're his kids, and he says like, you came back after so many times the kids didn't come back. Or, you know, like in Gyu's case, Gyu came back, but Sabito didn't, and Gyu would have come back, you know, completely just probably in a daze. Okay, this show, this is what I love about this show, is it's just, it does so good at like, anyway. Okay, I'm fine. Yeah, so Urokodaki like knew about it. I wonder if like Gyu told him too. I think I mentioned that in the last episode. I do wonder if Urokodaki knew about the existence of that demon and knew that it was targeting. I guess he wouldn't know that the mask was the thing that was making him figure out who it was. Blood demon art. Oh yes, he will. Urokodaki has no idea that Tanjiro is about to face 3 upper moons and 2 lower moons in the first year of being a demon slayer. Whatchamacallit art. Mm-hmm. "15 days later." Oh, and here goes the loud and interesting character of Hagenesuka. So if you're wondering why Nichiren blades work, and you didn't figure it out because the name never got fully translated, he literally in one simple sentence says why. I saw a video and I thought it was satire because it was worded like 5 objective reasons why Demon Slayer is bad, and I was like, no one in their right mind is serious when they say this is an objective reason why a show is bad, because media is subjective and everything. Like, there's very little objective fact within stories. So I clicked on it thinking it was going to be like making fun of people who talked like that. No, he was serious. And one of the first things he said was that the swords were, like, it was never explained why they worked. And what was hilarious about that was, as he was talking about it, he was playing scenes from the anime with his voice over them. And it was this scene. And I was like, oh, okay, so you just didn't pay attention. So why are you making a video on a show you didn't pay attention to? Like, what? Anyway, the name, and these produce steel. They can absorb sunlight. They work because they absorb sunlight. So that is why they have to cut off the head, is because it's not actual sunlight. It is the sunlight through the blade, like it is absorbed sunlight. So you can't, they don't work if you just stab them anywhere. It'll only work if you cut their head off. But the sun, because it's the sun, will kill them if you just put them in the sun. Hold that thought, because I have a lot to say about Nezuko and if she's killable by a Nichiren blade. That'll be a video later. Can you imagine if a mount actually existed like that? Where it like literally is bathed in sunlight at all times? Like, see, this is make-believe Japan. Tanjiro no kie. To kie. Not no. Haganeska knows some things. The first time I saw this, I thought it was like blue because some of the hue on it looks very blue. Tanjiro's face. Look at me. Nansai desu ka? I like how that's the first thing that pops into Tanjiro's head. Like, you're an adult. Why are you acting like a child when he's a child acting like an adult? All right, we are a demon slayer. Is this the first time we hear his theme? Just it's not quite, you know, his actual song yet? I don't think we've heard it yet. I think it must be like something within my brain where every time I see Urokodaki, it's almost as if I can tell what emotions he's feeling, even though his mask never changes. I don't know if they're like making slight changes that you just can't realize, or if it's just like your brain just assumes that he's showing emotions even though you can't see his actual face. I don't know. It's very strange how it's like he's wearing a mask the entire time, but I feel like I see different emotions from him. He never stops doing that. I'm surprised they didn't have him do that in the movie when Tanjiro was lying there unconscious. Start just like Okiro! That would have been funny. What they did was cute, though. Oi! Alright, episode 5. So I didn't have as much yapping this time. There was, I guess a little bit less to yap about in this episode, but still really freaking good. It's also like, I would say this is kind of more of an in-between, because there was the closure of Final Selection and then the introduction of like the sword and getting ready to go on his first mission and like the reunion with Nezuko and Urokodaki. So it's actually a really good episode. I mean, like, I literally was tearing up twice over a show I've seen so many times. Oh my gosh, well, what can I say? I just really like this show, okay? The characters mean so much to me. It's the kind of thing, and I've tried to explain this to so many people. Every time I watch it, I pick up on something new. I feel more for like certain characters, maybe more for another character that I didn't quite feel the time before, that sort of thing. So the crow thing is so funny, Matsuemon, because in case you didn't know, in the last scene of the Infinity Castle movie, when Giyu and Tanjiro's crows were like, "Don't die," that was anime original, so all of us manga readers were like, oh, like that kind of hurt. Like they're like, "Don't die." It would have been funny if they had made Matsuemon, Tanjiro's crow, be like, "Wake up." That wasn't the mood though, so I'm glad they didn't, because every once in a while, and I'll talk about it as those scenes come up, every once in a while, and it's probably one of my biggest complaints about this show, is there are moments that are very serious that they interrupt with comedy, and I'm like, just stick with the seriousness for a minute. Anyway, so that was episode 5. Time to go to our first mission. I do have to leave now. So thanks so much for watching today's episode. If you liked it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts, and I will see you all in the next one. Mata ne!